Right now it's 6, a tragic end to the search for 3 missing teenagers in Israel. Their bodies found in a cave in the West Bank. 1 teen with ties to our area were live at a memorial service. Then drastic changes mapped out for alternate side parking regulations. What some city council members want to do to save drivers time and tickets. Plus this.
Listen, don't scream.
Disturbing 911 calls about a raging house fire that killed 6 people. Good evening, I'm Dana Tyler. We begin tonight with the Israeli teenagers missing for nearly 3 weeks. They disappeared hitchhiking home, but never made it there. Their bodies discovered dumped in a cave. CBS 2's Jessica Schneider live on the east side where the Jewish community is holding a memorial service just minutes from now for the teens. Jessica?
Well, Dana, there is outrage as well as heartache tonight. There are people just behind me gathering outside of the Israeli consulate. They're here holding a prayer vigil for those 3 teens whose bodies were found today and whose deaths have now prompted a promise of action. 16-year-old Naftali Frankel was an American citizen living in Israel. His grandparents lived in Brooklyn until they moved there in the 1950s. But on June 12th, Frankel and his 2 friends disappeared while hitchhiking home from school. They even called police to say they were kidnapped. Today, military searchers near the West Bank city of Hebron found the bodies of Frankel and his friends, 19-year-old Eyal Yifrak and 16-year-old Gilad Sha'ar.
I think it's a horror show. I think that there's inhumanity on all sides, that this shouldn't happen. I mean, young kids, there's got to be a stop to it, basically.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu pledging to avenge the murders of those 3 teenage boys, saying tonight that teenagers were kidnapped and murdered in cold blood by wild beasts. Netanyahu is meeting with his security cabinet, promising the country will take swift action, stating Hamas is responsible and Hamas will pay. Hamas has not claimed responsibility for the kidnappings or murders and responded to Netanyahu by saying any Israeli attack will open the gates of hell. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas previously condemned the kidnappings. Rabbi Avi Weiss is leading tonight's prayer vigil and is concerned about the days to come.
It's critical that everyone understand that those who murdered those boys, they're our sons and they're our brothers. And until we're going to hear a world outcry that this is beyond the pale, I fear that this could continue.
The State Department continuing to urge restraint on all sides.
We certainly would continue to urge that, in spite of obviously the tragedy and the enormous pain on the ground as a result.
President Obama issuing a statement saying the United States condemns in the strongest possible terms this senseless act of terror against innocent youth. I also urge all parties to refrain from steps that could further destabilize the situation. And right now there are dozens of people gathered just across the street from the Israeli consulate. In just a few minutes, they'll be walking down to the United Nations where they'll once again pray and raise awareness about those boys' murders. There are also several other vigils happening all around the city tonight. We're live on the east side. Jessica Schneider, CBS 2 News.
And Jessica will have an update tonight at 11 on CBS 2.